And to the news now. Over the last several years, there's been increasing pressure around the state to move on from its only youth prison, the Long Creek Youth Development Center.
The number of kids who are incarcerated there has dropped from 60 to 80 pre-COVID to just a couple of dozen kids now. But as Long Creek becomes less used, juvenile health care providers say alternatives to the prison have not caught up with the times. A report from the Bangor Daily News found multiple cases where families watched as their teenagers did not get the help they needed because mental health resources for them just didn't exist. Healthcare providers say oftentimes children will come into the emergency room, get a referral to exactly what they need, but wait for days or weeks in a room at the ER for those resources. A psychologist we spoke with at Maine Med today says when a child stays longer than intended at an emergency room, it can make their mental health crisis even worse.
I think it makes a ton of sense to move away from incarceration of juveniles, but you have to create the mental health infrastructure to support those with the highest needs that led to them being in those situations in the first place. And the state of Maine has completely failed at doing so right now, and I think we're right now kind of seeing the ramifications of that.
Coming up on News Center Maine at 6, more on the juvenile mental health care crisis, including a look at internal documents from the Department of Corrections, giving us a glimpse of how they view the future of Long Creek.